Common uses of the word period. Firstly, period can be used as a noun to refer to a specific length of time. It is often used in expressions such as over a period, during a period, and a period of time. We'll observe the patient's wait for a period of 3 months. Period can also be used to talk about a time in a person's life or in history. When using period in this way, this time is often defined by certain conditions or characteristics. The word period usually has an adjective before it. I went through a difficult period when I returned to the UK. In school, we can use period to refer to a part of a day when a specific subject is taught. I have maths in the second period on Tuesday. Finally, period in American English refers to the punctuation mark which shows the end of a sentence. In British English, we refer to this as a full stop. Is that a period or a comma?
Hello, I'm Sam from BBC Learning English, and today we're going to look at the difference between all and everybody or everyone when talking about people. In both cases, we are talking about a group of people, and the meaning is simple. They both mean 100% of the group. But how we use them in a sentence is slightly different. Let's look at these examples. I invited some friends to a party this weekend. They all came. Everybody came. So in the first example, we have the subject plus all plus the main verb. It's not correct to say all came without using the subject they before all. But if you want to make the sentence shorter, you can use everybody or everyone as the subject of the sentence. So, everybody plus main verb. So I hope you all understand, and everybody will do the quiz now.
Hi everyone! Late is a very useful word. Find out why on this English in a minute. The most common meaning of late is after the correct time. It can go before a noun as an adjective. I had a late breakfast, so I took the late train. Or it can modify a verb as an adverb. I arrived late to class because the train came late. And don't forget, you can be late for something. I'm going to be late for my own wedding! Late can also mean near the end of a period of time. We didn't go to bed until late at night. We often talk about periods in history this way. The internet was invented in the late 20th century. You can also combine late with of to mean recently. I've been using the internet a lot of late. Finally, late can be used to refer to a person who has died, usually recently. Look at the time! I've got to go. I'm late. Not dead.
Are speak and talk different? Often it doesn't matter, but there are some differences. Speak can refer to the action itself. I speak Spanish really well, and I speak Russian badly. Speak can refer to something more formal than talk. As a teacher, I spoke to my students in lessons, and then I talked to my friends afterwards. Talk suggests that it's a conversation. My friends always listen to me. Not all my students did. There are also some expressions where we use one word rather than the other, like speak out or talk rubbish. The difference is very small, and often it doesn't matter which one you use, but remember, teachers and politicians speak to you, friends and family talk to you, and you should speak out if you think someone's talking rubbish.
Hello, I'm Sam, and in this lesson, we are going to look at the differences between at, in, and on for location. At can be used to talk about a single specific location. I'm at work, or I'm at the BBC right now. On is used in relation to a surface. I'm sitting on a chair. And in is used to talk about a three-dimensional space, usually with 4 walls. It's similar to inside. I'm in a room. So to help you remember these rules, try to think of a concert. I'm at the front The band is on the stage and my friends are in the crowd. And where are you right now?
Welcome back to English in a Minute. I'm James and today we're going to talk about a word with lots of different uses. Can. I can play the guitar. This is the first way that we can use can to talk about ability. For example, I can speak Spanish, but I can't fly. Let's look at another use of can. Can I open the window, Ellie?
No, you can't. It's too cold.
Oh, okay. In this example, can is used to ask for or give permission to do something. Can I go for lunch, Ellie?
Yes, of course you can, James.
Oh, thank you. Learning a language can be difficult. In this final example, can is used to talk about possibility. Ellie, take a jacket. It can get cold at night.
Okay, thanks, James.
This means that sometimes it is cold, but sometimes it isn't. So there we have it. Can be used for ability, permission, and possibility. Now you can use can too. See you next time.
Hi everyone, Tom here for BBC Learning English. Today I'm going to show you how to use the future continuous. We use the future continuous to describe actions in progress at a future point in time. For example, in the next scene, I will be wearing a jumper. We make the future continuous using will, be, and verb ing. Note that we can use any subject pronoun and the structure won't change. For example, these are my hands. The subject pronoun is they. In the next scene, they will be holding a melon. So now you will be thinking about how to use a new grammar. Why not give it a try?
Hello everyone, I'm Sam from BBC Learning English. Today we're looking at different ways to use the word actually. We use it to talk about what is true, like the word really. Are bats actually blind? We use it to correct or contradict.
Are you from London, Sam?
Actually, no, I'm from Oxford. We use it to emphasize that something is different or surprising. I love fish, but I actually don't like prawns. We use it to admit or confess to something.
Did you eat the last chocolate, Sam?
Actually, yes, I did. And we use it to add information. I'm a teacher, and so are both my parents, actually. So it's actually quite a useful word.
Hi, I'm Phil from BBC Learning English. Today, I'm going to tell you how you can talk about your dreams. For example, if I were rich, I'd go on lots of holidays. What you need to use is the word would. Just remember that when we speak in, it often becomes d. Don't forget that we don't put the would near the if. We use a past tense there. So for another example, if I were rich, I'd buy a really fast car. Now, add a comment down below. What would you do if you were rich or famous or a film star?
Hey everyone, this is Keith from BBC Learning English. Today, I'm going to tell you about active and passive sentences. Now, in an active sentence, the subject carries out the action of the verb. So in the sentence, I clean my room every day, which isn't true, the subject I carries out the action of the verb clean. However, in the passive sentence, the object my room becomes the subject and it receives the action of the verb. To do that, we add be verb plus past participle structure. So we have my room is cleaned by me every day. So the subject receives the action of the verb. And we're done.